Hello and welcome to my very first YouTube video. I'm Betty and I created this channel to share my sewing journey with the entire world, or the 10 people or so that might possibly watch a video from a channel that has no subscribers yet. So show this video some love and subscribe to get this channel going. Also, if you did not come here from my Instagram, check out @sew_o. There I post more regular updates on my projects. Okay, enough of the self-promotion. Let's start the video. Today I will show you how I sewed the Winslow Culottes from Helen's closet. It is a really wide pant that comes in 4 lengths and has huge pockets. I really liked the pattern when I first saw it because it seemed to be a really versatile piece that you can dress up or down depending on what you pair it with and what fabric you use. As a fabric I used this stone-washed brick-colored linen. I will link the shop where I got it in the description as well as the pattern. If you want to see how it turned out and what I have to say about the pattern, stay tuned until the end.
Before cutting, I folded my fabric in half so that the selvage edges touched and pinned it together so the fabric wouldn't shift when cutting. Then I placed the pattern pieces on the fabric, pinned them on and cut them out. Because I cut on the fold, I cut everything once to get 2 pieces. The pockets I cut out twice because I needed 4 of those. First step in the pattern instructions is to interface the waistband. I have bought fusible interfacing specifically for this project, but unfortunately I did not bring it with me when moving in with my boyfriend for isolation, so I just used the fabric I used for the pants instead and cut a strip half the width of the waistband and sewed it on. The next step is pinning the pleats. There are 3 darts on the top of each leg piece. The pleats are formed by moving the outer darts to the middle one and pinning them in place. I should mention that you definitely should also press them, but the iron was in the other room so I could not be bothered. I stay stitched them in place using a long basting stitch. Matching up the darts of each pocket piece with one of the leg pieces, I pinned the pockets in place, right sides facing, and sewed them on with a straight stitch. Afterwards, I finished the seam with an overlock stitch. I pressed the pocket to the other side and top stitched it in place. I placed the right front piece on the right back piece, right sides facing, and pinned them together. When sewing, keep in mind to leave the opening of the pockets open. I sewed the straight seams first and the pocket seams afterwards. Finally, I finished the whole thing with the overlock stitch again and trimmed the edge. Then I repeated the same thing for the left leg. The inner seam is the one that goes down on the inside of the leg. Matching the edges up, I pinned them right sides facing together and again sewed the seam with a straight stitch. After that, I finished the edge as I did with the side seam before. The instructions suggest putting the two legs inside of each other so the right sides are facing. I am fairly new to garment sewing, so this is probably just the way you sew pants, but I thought this was genius. So I just followed the instructions, pinning the two legs together and sewing them with a straight stitch, leaving the back open to put the zipper in later. I found it easier to start sewing from the middle. Afterwards, I finished the seam. We are getting close to finishing. I pinned the waistband with the edge without the facing to the top of the pants, right sides facing, and sewed it on with a straight stitch. I did not finish this seam because it would later be enclosed when finishing the waistband. Do not use this part as a tutorial. The zipper was meant to be invisible, and while I bought the right zipper, I did not have a zipper foot on hand. So my zipper turned out to be not invisible. Other than that, I followed the instructions, pinning the zipper in place on the first side, sewing it on with a straight stitch, and repeating it on the other side. Because I did not use a zipper foot, I had to detach the foot to get past the zipping part of the zipper. I folded the waistband over to its final width, folded the raw edge in again, and sewed it in place by stitching in the ditch between the waistband and the pants themselves on the outside. I did not film the whole process because my machine is pretty old and started to not work properly anymore, so I had to take a break and finish on the next day.
What was then left to do was hemming the pants, which I did using this perfectly matching bias tape, because it would take away the least length. I'm somewhere between 175 and 180 centimeters tall, so if you're taller than that, you might consider lengthening the pattern a bit to get that real floor length. While the rest of the pants fits really nicely, I noticed that the upper part of the waistband was a little bit too wide. I used some snap buttons in the back to fold the waistband over the zipper, which conveniently not only made the pants fit more snug, but also covered the invisible zipper. And here is how my Winslows turned out. If you want to see how the Winslows look on other people and what fabrics other people used, check out the hashtag Winslow Culottes on Instagram. Now to my review. I really enjoyed sewing the Winslow Culottes. The pattern and the instructions are fairly detailed, which I really like. This was also the very first commercial pattern I sewed, so I think it is a very good point to start when you're a beginner. Also because the pants are so wide, the cut is really forgiving, so if a seam isn't placed perfectly or seamed straight, it doesn't really show on the finished garment. Everything that turned out not so great, namely the zipper, was my own fault because I just did not bother getting a zipper foot beforehand. Overall, I really love how my Winslows turned out, and I will definitely be sewing them again, maybe in some different length. 10 out of 10, I would sew them again and can also recommend them to you. If you want to see me testing more patterns, subscribe and comment which pattern you think I should try next. To get more frequent updates on what I'm working on at the moment, check out my Instagram. It is @sew_all. Thanks for watching.